Hi, my name's Steve Wakefield and welcome to this section of coachingforbusinesses.com. What we're going to do today is look at stress and how stress affects you and how it affects your mental health. Because stress is something that we have to cope with every single day, and ever since the beginning of time, man has always had to deal with stress. In fact, that's where the issues originate from, because when stress happened millennia ago, there was a fear of life. It was based on either a fear or a threat. So man developed a methodology or a chemical response in the brain, because once you were put under threat, you either had to be prepared to run like heck, flight, or fight. And in order to be able to do that, you needed to your muscles needed to be prepared, your thinking had to be much more active than it would be, much more responsive than it would be. So two chemicals got released in the brain, and one was adrenaline and the other one is cortisol. And those chemicals heighten the heart rate, pump the blood to all the relevant organs, and getting ready for fight or flight. And then when the danger was over, what happened was the central nervous system said, okay, danger's over, and then relax, and everything dissipated. And so everything was cool, and off you went. Well, roll forward to today's today and the issues we face today. Unfortunately, there isn't anything in the brain that says we're going to be late for something such as meetings. So therefore, the brain reacts in a similar way when we perceive a threat, because our brain still doesn't realise it's not life-threatening. Cortisol is released, adrenaline's released, we get sweaty palms, maybe a sweaty forehead, our heart's pumping a little bit more, we have a tense feeling in the stomach, and our muscles all tense up. So, same reaction happens. The issue with today is that central nervous system doesn't have time to start to reduce the stress, reduce the chemicals before something else happens. For example, you get up first thing in the morning, you realise you're late, you're rushing, you're stressed because of that. Your car won't start, or the heavier traffic, stressed in that. Somebody cuts you up, stressed in that. If you're on the tube, you can't get on that one. You're on the bus, it's too busy. You can see how this builds up. You get into work, you're a little late, and there's somebody who's wanting to meet you of some importance. You're not prepared for the meeting because you've been rushing to get in. Meetings get arranged and then cancelled. You wanted to go out for lunch, but you've got to work through to do a report. You get the point. Every single one of those are stress related. Every single one of those caused your brain to release adrenaline and cortisol. And the build-up of those is what becomes chronic stress if we're not very careful. If we have relationship issues, when we leave work, then that just builds on this stress. And so it really can be something that is something that we all need to be aware of. And it's not only us. If we're leading a team, we have to be aware of the people in the team, if they're suffering from stress and when they're suffering from stress. And we have to be able to manage that within ourselves and within the team. There are a number of things you can do to relieve stress, you'll be glad to know. One of those is to be aware of the fact that you or your team are going through a stressful period. And then you can, a number of things you can do. One is to meditate, and we've already spoken about that in one of the previous chapters. In fact, if you look on the website, there is something on meditation. Breathing and just relaxing helps reduce the chemicals within your body, and the cortisol and the adrenaline. That helps do that. Another way is to do something that you really enjoy, and again you'll see there's something called relax and rest, or rest and relaxation, as another chapter, and there's another page on the website. So doing something you enjoy every day will help reduce the stress. Getting adequate sleep, between 7 and 8 hours a night, at the same time. That what sleep actually is a great helps us a great deal, reduces stress. If you suffer from insomnia, try meditating before you go to bed. Don't drink too much alcohol or caffeine. Again, during the day, if you're drinking, if you're using too much caffeine and then you have some alcohol at night, it will not help your stress levels. So all of these can help reduce stress levels and help you really relax. And relaxation is the key to it, as you've probably gathered. I mean, there is also, if you are suffering from chronic stress, then do seek doctor's help, because doctors are there to help start you on your journey to reduce stress. So it may you need some medication to begin with, but with the right attitude in life as you go through, by relaxing a little bit more, by doing a few more things that you enjoy, by meditating, by sleeping, by eating healthily. Physical exercise is another one. By doing a little bit of physical exercise doesn't mean you have to be preparing to run a marathon. Just doing a little bit of physical exercise, again, that helps get rid of the adrenaline that you've built up and in your body. Doing that. So there are many ways to help reduce stress. And again, one of the other things that we've mentioned previously is fun. Having some fun, watching a funny movie, telling a couple of jokes, and again, socializing as well. Is also something that helps a great deal. So there are many things. So have a good look at the things that we've got on the website that talks about medication and talks about rest and relaxation and play, and that will help you reduce your stress. So the best of luck with everything. If you want to talk to me about it, go to coachingforbusinesses.com and get in touch. I'll happily have a conversation with you about this, and look forward to seeing you again. Thanks. Bye.